And all right, so tonight we're going to discuss the first part of physics, which is the unit conversions. So we have questions that we're going to be following. So we're going to be solving the questions from the tutorial sheets. Then from there, I'll also be explaining certain things which may not even be in the tutorial sheets. Yeah, just to widen your understanding. All right, so let's quickly begin. Okay. Let me just connect my tablet so that we start. Right. Okay. So converting units from one unit to the other is one of the it's one of the simplest thing in physics, and it's considered, and for that reason, most of the times they'll just give you a question, them knowing to say you know how to convert the units. So they will not tell you to say convert this to that, but they'll give you a question. Let's say maybe in a certain, let's say in centimeters, then in the actual sense you know to say, whenever I'm dealing with any physics question, I'm supposed to be using the SI units, which is meters. So that's in meter which you've been given, you always have to convert it to meters. Yeah. All right, so we have this question here, which says, with reference to time, convert the following. How many minutes are in a leap month of February? So leap month of February, it should have, I think, 28 days. Yeah, so we know to say, okay. So if, for instance, that month is having 28 days, we have 28 days. And then in a day, we know to say in one day we have, what? We have 24 hours. Then
so a leap is 29.
It's 29, not 28.
No, not 28.
All right, thank you very much. Anyway, yeah, so we have 29 days. Yeah, 29 days. Okay, so we have 29 days. Then we know to say in one day we have 24 hours. And then how many hours do we have in 29 days? It means that we're going to put 29 this side. Then this side we're going to put x. Then from there we cross multiply. So 1 times x there will give us x. Then this is going to be equal to 29 times 24. So 29 times 24. This is physics, it's not mathematics, so you can use a calculator. So 29 times 24, it's giving 696. So this 696 that we have is in hours. All right. So in other words, in 29 days, we have 696 hours. And then we need to convert this now to minutes. We know to say in 1 hour, we have how many minutes? We have, in 1 hour, we have 60 minutes. So what of this number of hours? So 696 hours. This is going to be equal to what? We don't know, so we put x there. We cross multiply, want to have 1 times x there, we're getting x, and this will be equal to 696 times 60. And this is giving 41,760. So this is the number of minutes that we have in a leap month of February. Yeah, so that is what we have. So we move on to the next one. Okay, so we move on to the next question. Oh, sorry. Okay, so the next one says how many seconds are, make a year, give your answer in exponential form. So how many how many seconds make a year? So we know to say in 1 year, we have how many days? We have 365 and a half days. So I don't know if we should if we should include the half. Yeah, but anyway, let's just take it to be 365. So in 1 year we have 365 days. Then so we now have to start converting this, to start reducing it to seconds. So in 1 year we have this number of days, and then what's the question? And then we are trying to look for the number of seconds that are in a year. So we know to say 1 day is equivalent to what? To 24 hours. Out of 365 days, this is going to be equal to x. So when we cross multiply there, we're going to have x is equal to, we say 365 times 24. 365 times 24. And this is giving us 8,760. So this is the number of hours that is, that in a year. And then from there, we can also find the number of minutes. Then from minutes, we find the number of seconds. We know to say 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. So we put 8,760 this side, and we put x there. We cross multiply, we're going to have x being equal to, we multiply that by 60. We have 52,5,600 minutes. Then we convert this same one again to seconds. So we know to say in 1 minute, there are how many seconds? 60 seconds. And then out of 52,5,600 minutes, this is going to be equal to x. We cross multiply. So the value of x becomes, so we multiply that by 60 again. So that would be 3,153,600 seconds. So now they are saying we have to leave the answer in exponential form. So leaving the answer in exponential form, just move the point from where it is this side, coming towards the numbers this side. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the final answer will be 3.1 times 10 to the power 7. So that is exactly what you're supposed to do. Yeah, so this is the final answer. We'll move on to the last part of the question. So the last part of the question is how many milliseconds are in the following minutes? So we know to say one minute is equal to how many milliseconds? So yeah, so that is very important to know. We want to say one, okay, when you talk about milli, we whenever you hear something like milli, what should come in your mind is 1,000. Whenever you hear anything to do with milli, what should come in your mind is 1,000. So we know to say 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. But if we say 60 milliseconds, so meaning we're multiplying this 60 by 1,000 so that we have 60 milliseconds. So 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds, but since we're converting to milli, we're multiplying the 60 by 1,000 so that we have what is the value there in milliseconds. So what we're trying to say is that 1 minute is equal to 60,000 milliseconds. So now I'm trying to convert 12 minutes to milliseconds. So this is x, what we don't know. So cross multiply there so that we have x being equal to 12 times 60,000. So 12 times 60,000, that is 720,000 milliseconds. So you do the same even for the other numbers. So you say 1 minute is equal to 60,000 milliseconds. Yes. Okay. So this is what we are supposed to do. So in short, we're just going through the same procedure. This side we put 85 minutes, and then we say this is equal to x, cross multiply, x is equal to, that will be 85 times 60,000, and you're getting 5 million. This is 5100,000. Okay, so this is the number of milliseconds that are, this is the number of milliseconds that are in 85 minutes. Okay, same applies to the other one there, which is 22 minutes. So for 22 minutes, we also do the same. We say 1 minute is equal to 60,000, and then 22 minutes is equal to x. When you cross multiply there, the value of x becomes 22 times 60,000. Then you're having 1320000. So the last one there, you're just multiplying 4 times 60,000, which gives you what? So 4 times 60,000 is giving us 240,000 milliseconds. So for physics, units are very important. Don't leave any unit. Don't leave any units. I mean, don't write any answer that needs to needs to have units. In short, don't leave anything that needs to have units without units. So physics units are very important. If you don't know the units, you'll find it very difficult to solve dimension analysis. Yeah, which is the next thing that we're going to start covering after these questions. All right, so let's move on to the next question.